So two pretty interesting games on Friday night. Highlanders beat the Blues in a really cracking back and forward, high quality, high action match. And the Rebels beat the Reds in a match which is probably going to be talked about more for its discipline than for the game itself. So we'll start with the Highlanders. Like I say, a really back and forth match. For two teams which have just started their season, the skills were there. Quality of the match was high. There wasn't the errors that you would expect to see at the start of the season. There wasn't the miscommunication. It was a really, really good game to watch. Unfortunate for the Blues, they couldn't get a result. They looked good in patches, and like I said, they took the lead quite a few times. The lead was, I don't know how many times it changed. A lot of tries scored, some really good ones. Highlanders had some really nice set plays, and the Blues some good innovation. So, yeah, Highlanders get the expected win. They're probably a bit disappointed that they conceded a bonus point to the Blues. Just being a conference rival, you really don't want the teams in your conference to be getting bonus points when they're visiting your home. But on the opposite side, the Blues will be really chuffed that they got a bonus point. If you'd asked me before the game, go down to Dunedin and get a bonus point against the Highlanders, a losing bonus point, I would probably take it. So, not the ultimate result, but it's better than nothing. Highlanders, if you'd asked them, take the win, yeah, probably. Give away the bonus point, not ideal. A couple of guys who stood out. Gatland for the Blues had a good first half. There was a lot of pressure on him going into this game, just because of the injuries to the other guys at fly half. So, he stood up to that pressure, especially first half. Second half was a bit quieter, but first half he looked good. A good mixture of running, kicking, passing. For the Highlanders, Aaron Smith kind of ran the show really well, and their midfield guys who were under a bit of pressure, just because, you're going up against Sonny Bill Williams and George Moala. There's pressure on you there, but they didn't look under any pressure at all. They had both kind of cracking games from the midfield there. The yellow card was really a turning point. So Blues substitute Kiri got yellow carded for a high shot. It's harsh. It's a soft one, but the way the game is now, any shot to the head is going to get you in the bin. So you've just got to aim lower. It's that simple. With my Blues tinted glasses on, I was kind of thinking, I hit more shoulder, but it doesn't really matter nowadays. Anything near the head, you're going to the bin. So when he went to the bin, the Blues were up, and then during that 10-minute period, the Highlanders scored 2 tries, and then that was the game. So Blues more ball, less missed tackles. The Highlanders missed quite a few tackles early on, but yeah, just not enough to get past the Highlanders. So plenty to work on for both teams. But like I said, the quality was high to start with, so we'll see how the Blues can go at home. And the Highlanders now got a bye, which is kind of awkward timing. You'd want to kick off after having a good win, but no, they've got a bye, so they got some things to work on in their own time, I guess. Sopoaga did have a bit of a limp when he got off, so maybe it's good that he has a week's rest. In the second game, Rebels against Reds, the first few minutes were atrocious. After watching that first game, and I started watching this one, I was thinking this is going to be a long night. Maybe I should be going to bed. But it did get more interesting. The errors reduced, but the discipline issues will be the real talking point of the game. So Scott Higginbotham has another high shot. It's a bit of a stupid one. He's come out and said, he's just going for a tackle, 2-man tackle, but it didn't look very good. It sucks when a game starts with a red card so early, because he got red carded in like the 10th minute, so it kind of spoils the whole game. The whole dynamic's going to be different from there on out. But it's not impossible. The Sharks beat the Crusaders in Christchurch a few years ago, and they played like 65 minutes with a man down. And again, they also had what the Reds had. At one point, they were 2 men down because they had a yellow card as well. And they managed to beat the Crusaders 2013 or 14 or something like that. So it's not impossible. And I was wondering if the Reds would do it, but no. I thought they might because initially the Rebels looked really bad. They looked disjointed. Debrasini wasn't having a cracker to start off with, although he did get better as the game went on. But yeah, eventually Guinea kind of just grabbed the team by the scruff of the neck and just decided, we need to play high tempo and we need to get some width because they are down 1 man and then 2 men. So yeah, from that point on, they kind of just, like late first half and early second half, they ran in like 6 tries. And that was it for the Reds. Although during the yellow card period when Tui got a yellow card from the Reds, and I should say he was saved from a red card himself by the TMO because the ref was watching he picked the guy up and drove him into the ground. The ref was watching that and saying, I'm seeing a dump tackle with some force and his head's hitting first, which is going to be a red. And the TMO was like, oh no, there's a bit of shoulder, a bit of arm in there, so maybe just a yellow. And I think the ref was kind of relieved to only give a yellow. He was happy for the TMO to guide him that way because I don't think they want to be doing that any more than we want to see it. But yeah, so he avoided a red card, got yellow. But during that 10-minute period that was 13-on-15, the Rebels scored 14 points, but the Reds scored 7. So the Rebels still weren't looking, fantastic initially. But then, like I say, 30th minute, 33rd, 37th, they just started going try after try after try. So that was pretty much the knockout blow for the Reds. Once Guinea went off in like the 55th minute after Debrasini's second try, I don't think the Rebels scored any more points. So he was definitely driving them forward, and you could see from the way he was playing the game, perhaps because he was up against his old club and there are some feelings there. Yeah, he wanted to win, and he wanted to kind of keep the foot on the throat because he was the one pulling the strings. And when he went off, like I said, no more points. So the Reds even scored a try. So yeah, his influence was big on the game and missed when he went off. But yeah, it's hard to say about the result because obviously the Rebels needed a good start to the season. They've got that big bonus point win. But how much credit do you give them when they had a man advantage or 2-man advantage at some points? I think you still got to say that they did the job. They still had to do the work. But I don't think the coach will be totally satisfied with from the time the red card hit until they started their tri-fest was ordinary, and then after Guinea went off was not great also. So he'll want them to work on that. The Reds will, I guess, come together because they've had a bit of adversity in this game. So I think Brad Thorne will pitch that to them that they need to band together and fight for each other. So see how they can bounce back from this. See how Scott Higginbotham does at the judiciary. That will be interesting to see. But yeah, wins for the home teams expected. Disappointing that the Reds kind of had to play a man down. Disappointing that the Blues also had a yellow card being kind of the turning point in the game. But that's the way it is. Everybody knows it. It's the same for everybody. So yeah, that is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought about them if you saw them. If you thought they were harsh or a bit lenient. Players of the games who you thought. Like I said, I don't think there was much of the hyped wing battle between Ioane and Naholo. Never really eventuated. But yeah, we will see how things go in the Saturday games, and then we'll have a look at the week overall, probably on Sunday, maybe Monday. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys, I'll catch you again soon.